Hey everybody, what's up? And welcome back to the Nashtea, your favorite Music City podcast. I am Allie, here with Ty as always.
What up, what up?
We're so excited to be talking to you guys tonight for what feels like the millionth time, but actually it's really just the first time for you guys.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, well, this has been a long time in the works, and I think we're finally ready.
Yeah.
Still ironing out the kinks, but we're going to have a great time. So looking forward to all that is to come.
It's going to be an exciting train wreck.
It is.
Thank you guys for joining in.
Emphasis on train wreck. We're so happy. So for this episode, I'm sure you've already seen in the description, we're going to be talking a little bit about how we came to be here in this beautiful magic city of music. And we're going to dive right in. But before we get there, we're going to do your favorite segment ever.
Song of the week.
Song of the week.
Yes.
It's become a joke at this point because I feel like he hates it, but I love it. And
I don't.
You're like, why do people care?
Putting my exactly.
No, it's important though. It provides context.
Right. You're right.
It does.
And since it is what we've done in this town for many years, I think why not throw our 2 cents into the ring?
I think so.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like I'm really folksy, but I'll listen to a lot of like pop and like acoustic stuff and jazz and crooner stuff. And then, you sing country, but you grew up listening to, the golden era and, you're not just in a box as well. So I think it kind of provides
we're just fans of music in general.
Yeah, we really are.
Lean more country probably, but in our songwriting ways. But
yes. Absolutely.
But as far as listening to music, we're fans of it all.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And for me, I've been listening this week a lot to Sabrina Carpenter. Have you ever heard of her?
No.
She is like the epitome of pop. She is just like, she's tiny, she's blonde, she's a little firecracker. She goes out on stage in like the little outfits. She's like what I imagine every label wants.
Gotcha.
Even though the landscape has changed so much and there's so many, like there's more room for artists that aren't cookie cutter. If you're going to be cookie cutter and do it right, it's Sabrina Carpenter.
This is the way you do it. Okay.
Yes. And she's funny and she's sassy. She has the song. She's got new music out, and like Nonsense and Feather. And she just released a Christmas EP called Fruitcake.
Nice.
I love it. But one of her songs that I go to first is actually off of one of her older releases. It's called Sue Me. And it's literally just a pop girl party anthem. Like, I'm not even going to read you lyrics because it's a pop song, but it's so dang catchy. And like, it just is stuck in my head. So anyway, I'm going to come at you with more depth in the future, but I'm starting it off fun. I'm keeping it lighthearted. And for me, Sabrina Carpenter is the move right now.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah.
All right. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, for me, since you said you're into folk music, I'm going with my trusty Kingston trio.
Nice.
My dad introduced me to the Kingston trio. We got them right here.
We got some vinyls over there.
But yeah, they were my first concert that I ever saw at Wolf Trap in Northern Virginia, and
cool.
Their harmonies were just so great, and the way that they told stories, it's a lot of what made me gravitate towards Nashville because of the songwriters here, and the way that they would write stories and be able to tell a whole lifetime in 3 minutes. I just thought that was phenomenal. So the Kingston Trio are going to be my go-to. They were an old folk band in the 50s and 60s. They kind of turned the tides of pop music, but my song is Tom Dooley, because when I was a kid, we'd listen to the oldies but goodies station, and so there was a lot of like 50s and 60s, maybe some early 70s creep in there, but mostly it's 50s and 60s. And so this song's talking about hang down your head, Tom Dooley, because you're about to die for murdering your wife and stabbing her to death.
I think I missed that one.
Yeah. So when my dad played it in the car, like to me, it might as well have been Eminem at the time, because I was like, they're talking about murder.
Whoa.
Muck duck. Like, so anyway, so because I knew we were doing Song of the Week and it is my favorite segment, I did a little Wikipedia dive. You know, And I wanted to know more about the song. And so, okay, Tom Dooley, Doola actually, but Tom Dooley was a real man. Okay. And in 1866, he murdered a woman who was carrying his child by the name of Laura Foster. Okay.
Damn.
Now, Ann Foster, who's Laura's cousin, had been Tom's lover starting when he was just 12 years old.
All right.
Okay.
What?
And that continued up until the time that he left for the Civil War, which was even after Anne had married an older man. She was still romanticizing the youth. And so...
Jeez, she messed him up.
She messed him up, I think.
Yikes.
So Tom returns from the war.
Yeah.
And he again becomes a lover to Anne.
Again? He didn't learn his lesson.
And then to her cousin Laura.
Oh, no.
And then to their cousin Paulina.
What?
Yes.
Man, he really got around. That damn Tom.
Eventually, Paulina told authorities like what was going on with Tom and Anne, and she thought that maybe they had something to do with it. So when they went and found the body, they immediately went to Anne and Tom, and they were like, you know.
Yeah.
And he swore up and down that he did not harm
right.
Laura, but that he deserved the punishment that he got, which led everybody to believe that Anne probably killed her cousin because he was going to marry Laura and they were going to have a family and live happily ever after. So out of jealousy, Anne killed her cousin Laura, and then he took the fall for Anne, who was acquitted.
Holy shit.
Then 3 years later, she died.
That's all condensed into a song. Like,
yeah. And so like the only part that the song teaches you is that a guy killed his wife with a knife and he's going to hang tomorrow. Like, that's the only thing the song really tells you.
You don't get the context.
No.
You're like, wait, there was way more here.
There was a 4-way and there was like, you know what I mean?
How could you leave that out? That's the best part.
The best part was that there was this like,
yikes.
This inner family struggle with Tom Doola in the center.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Not a good picture.
He must have been hung or something. Also, listen, we're in West Nashville, so if you can hear the helicopters going over, it's not anything to worry about.
It's all good.
Okay, it's just the medevac. Just the medevac chopper or somebody looking for a missing fugitive.
When they get the spotlights out. Yeah, like Tom Dooley. Oh my gosh.
So that's my go-to. Kingston Trio, Tom Dooley, check it out.
All right, I'm going to up my game next week because I feel like normally I come at it with more depth, but I was just feeling like easy peasy tonight. And then we got Tom Dooley. It's like the SVU
I come in with a whole
music.
Monologue, like 15 minutes on history lesson on Tom Dooley.
That's great, though. I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, I think we should let everybody know a little bit about us and like how we got here. Let's just talk about why we are even in this city to begin with. And it's a lot. Yeah. Your story is a lot more interesting than mine, though. So I feel like you should go first.
Well,
it's more interesting, I promise.
I don't think so at all. I just think that, you know, everybody has their story coming to Nashville.
Yeah.
And mine certainly took a longer path to get here than I wanted to. I wanted to be here probably as soon as my sophomore year in high school. You know, life gets in the way sometimes. And after high school, I ended up joining the military, joined the Army, got deployed to Iraq, came back with a better understanding for what I wanted to do with my life, which was pursue music. And I didn't want to waste any more time doing that. So instead of going to college, I moved straight. Well, about a year later, I moved to Nashville. But awesome. I'd already known, like in Iraq, that's where I was going. I mean, like, if I survived this, I was like, the first thing I'm doing is taking this check, putting it in the bank. Yeah, and packing my stuff and getting ready to move to Nashville. So.
I just think it's so crazy that you knew, even in high school, that you knew when you were younger that you wanted to be a performer and that this is like what you were meant to do.
Well, when I was younger, I definitely... whatever was cool at the time is what I kind of gravitated towards. So like when we were on the school bus in Arizona, when I was living in Arizona, a the kids that I sat with would listen to Pearl Jam or Nirvana, you know, and then and Michael Jackson, the History album had just come out. And so you got to hear all of the great hits, and then you got to hear his newer stuff. Michael was huge, like in my life, at least, as far as making an impression on me, for wanting to be a performer.
Yeah.
Garth did something similar where I was like, there's no denying his live
star
performance
power.
And just,
absolutely.
I'm in awe of it. And so anybody that was able to do that, I gravitated towards. So whether that be boy bands or
we know he had a boy band era.
Hell yeah, I had a boy band era.
Well, that's just so cool. I had no idea like that I was going to end up in music at all.
Really?
Not at all. Like, I mean, I grew up listening to my mom. She was a singer. I mean, she did like a lot of gig stuff, but she was doing other things for like work. So, and then my dad plays music, and then my stepdad also plays music. So like we were always a musical family. And I had a lot of that influence, but it was never like, oh, this is an actual career path. This is something you can do. I didn't really see it that way until probably, I mean, I started writing when I was in college. And by the time I moved to Nashville, I was like, okay, this is a viable thing. People can make this happen. But I didn't start making money doing any sort of music stuff until I was probably a sophomore in college.
Okay.
So I didn't even know that it was like a thing. And, so just to go from zero to, oh, by the way, now you're moving to Nashville. It was a whirlwind through my college years.
Yeah, I
and
bet.
That's when I met a producer that we both worked with, and they had this project that they were working on, and he really wanted to bring me on, and I was like, man, a job right out of, graduating?
I mean, that's like unheard of, like especially in Nashville, up. Like a paying gig.
A paying gig.
That's unheard of in Nashville.
That's outsourced. I mean, you have so much incredible talent right here in town. So for that, I will always be grateful to that individual. But
me too. Me too.
Now you got a bestie.
Yeah.
Woo.
I mean, really, that what I'll say for that individual, because I don't want to like hang on it too long, but what I would say is that the intent and the passion that those people had was probably second to none.
Yeah.
When we started, and I wish that we could have taken that show even further than we did. Yeah. But I think we did everything that we possibly could with what we had to work with at the time.
For sure.
And it was something that I wasn't proud of when we were doing it. But looking back on it now, I'm so glad we did.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I learned a lot myself, I came in there kind of the cocky veteran, and I'm like, I don't want to be doing this.
He says that, but that's literally like not the vibe that we got at all.
Singing other people's songs, I didn't want to be doing that.
Right, yeah.
Like, because it felt like I was going backward. Like, I'd worked so hard to get to a point where
you could perform.
I was writing for other people, and I could perform my own original songs, and now I'm almost like a cover band again.
Yeah.
And it was a blow to my ego. But I'm glad that it happened for myself too, because it kind of humbled me once I got in there and realized, like, holy shit, like every single person here can sing.
I'm so
everybody
honored.
had the look. Like, it was just, they did a great job casting that show.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think everybody, there were a lot of ups and downs during it that we, but overall what I would say is it was a positive experience, and I'm glad that we did it. And I'm glad, especially if nothing else, like for the friendships that we made.
Yeah.
You guys are like my family. I mean, we all have
crazy
holidays together, and it's
Friendsgivesmas.
Friendsgivesmas.
We're
this year, because of all of our schedules, we were going to have the second annual Friendsgiving, but now we're going to have Friendsgivesmas.
Sure. Something like that.
Yeah.
We're
going to combine Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then
it's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome.
Food
can't
and
even wait.
Delicious. Yeah, it's going to be so much fun.
So if you're here in Nashville on the 15th, come join us.
Party.
Hopefully this will air after that.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, where's my invite? Oh, sorry.
Not because we don't want to spend it with you guys, just because I don't know if we'll have enough room.
Yeah, no, especially because we're not throwing it here in this luxurious estate that houses our podcast studio. We're throwing it in my little place, which is like neat. It's tiny.
It's not tiny, and it has it has probably the best view of Nashville at night of anywhere that I've seen, at least in town. I get my parents, like, I put that one up there.
Oh, that's
I
the
rival
best.
that. No, like, then I went over to your place and I was like, you can see the airplanes landing. You can, which is my favorite
The flight
thing.
path is like right.
Yeah, so you just watch them coming in, like,
yeah. It is pretty
so
cool. They don't go right over us though, which I'm sad because I like to watch them when they're close. That hill that's off of Edmondson and the next one over, off Nolansville Road in Old Hickory, like where at that conjunction, there's a street up there called like Zermatt or something. It's a weird like Swiss name, but it's got a lot of cute townhomes out there.
Oh, really?
I swear you could reach up and touch the planes. Like that is
That's awesome.
The flight path is so low, and I'm like, I want to live on that hill one
That
day.
is so
I can
cool.
just be like, boop.
That was one of the added bonuses over here that I wasn't expecting.
Oh yeah, because you guys have the tiny one.
Because the small airport's over here, and so all day long the smaller planes are coming in over here.
Yeah,
and it's one of my favorites. I have.
Really cool.
I bet you to my neighbors I look like a weirdo because I'm standing out there with one of these large like police radios.
Don't mind me, just scanning the skies again.
Yeah. But I'm honestly just listening to the air traffic controllers talk to the pilots coming in over.
He's trying to see if there's anything sus happening.
Yeah. Can I be the first on the scene like Jake Gyllenhaal in Night Watch or whatever the hell that movie was? Nightcrawler.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What if I just asked you right now what you thought moving to Nashville would be versus what it actually was?
Okay.
Go.
That's what you want me to answer?
Yeah.
I thought that I think before I moved here, I thought I could really make a name for myself quickly in Nashville because everybody kind of played the same stereotypical character. And I saw so many openings for opportunity to create something new and different. You know, it was still the cowboy hat era. It was still a lot of the long hair era. And so I came in, you know, I went, what is nobody doing? And I was like, no one's wearing diamond earrings. So I put diamond earrings in and I said, no one's wearing a ball cap, which sounds crazy now. Because it's just like everybody does it. But when I moved here, not a single person was wearing a ball cap. And it's what made me stand out because people were like, who the does he think he is?
Right. Yeah.
You know, rolling into a nice dinner with a suit on, but he's wearing a hat. Who the does he think he is?
Yeah.
Well, we need to mute that. I forgot I was talking like
why
the part, but anyway. Yeah, I think just how many talented people there were.
Yeah.
I think I thought it would be faster.
I think that's a common misconception, though. I feel like for me, it was. I moved here feeling like I knew a little bit. I like had a little bit more of that perspective only because it had been drilled into me from mentors from where I was living originally when I was going to college. The gentleman that I was writing with at the time, shout out David, he was awesome. And the guitarist that I was working with at the time and the producer, like everybody was pretty transparent with me of the fact that like, you have to want it more than you want anything else. Yeah. And I just didn't at the time. I still like don't have that overwhelming need to be on stage or, you know, like have music out there. I wish that I had that in me because I feel like I could have, you know, really done something exciting had I had that just like consistent drive and that passion. But because I went into it knowing that that was something that you needed, I was kind of already like, I'm going to take this opportunity and see where it goes. But I wasn't like dead set on like doing anything I needed to make it work. Because I was warned about the things that can happen.
Sure.
In, you know, rooms and with doors closed and specific meetings that you don't necessarily want to take and things like that. So I think my rose-colored glasses were a lot less rosy, and I moved here with the intent to, you know, see what it was all about, but also try and like keep my eyes peeled, which I'm kind of sad that I came into it so cynical because right off the bat, I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Or if anybody reached out to me, I'm like, nah, that's probably a scam artist. I'm not even going to follow up on it. Or, you know, there were just so many things that probably could have been dealt with differently. And I could have put more into it and fostered more of those relationships and like dug my roots in a little bit deeper with this amazing community. But it was just like what I thought about it versus when I got here looks very different than how I feel about it now, which is I'm just so thankful to be here. I moved away a little bit during COVID and then I had to get back because I was like, I miss it. You know, I took a place that I was literally taking for granted. And then I was like, well, shoot, I need to go back now. so
we're glad you did too.
Yeah. Yeah, I am too.
It was quiet and boring after you left.
I'm a little bit of a mess, but I'm a fun mess. So
you are a fun mess,
I'm
Allie.
happy to be back. But yeah, so that's a little bit about us. We'll get more into it as well.
Yeah.
We got lots more to share. Some really fun stories, some not so fun stories, but like all in all, culminating to how we ended up on this couch. Right meow.
Right meow.
Right meow. But
I mean, I think the main reason we wanted to do this was because, of course, there are things we don't like. Traffic. Of course, there are things that we don't like. New people. Of course, there are things we don't like.
Asterisks. If you're a new person coming to town and...
Don't take it personal that I'm so bitter. But I'm that guy that's going to be on the porch.
He's just seen waves and waves and waves of them. Yeah. But we were all new people once, so if you're tuning in
that is right.
to learn more about Nashville or how to make it or listen to why we didn't make it and we're on this couch right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, we're not going to pitch anything to you that's going to like solve your problems or catapult you to number one, but like we're just giving you an honest review of our lives here and things that have been successful for us and things that we've enjoyed.
I think that most people that put products out similar to this are looking for the fame part of it or the monetary success. Like, I think we just did this because
we like to shit talk.
We like to shit talk, first of all. But two, we know what it's like coming to a city like this.
Yeah.
And I think it was Harlan Howard who said it. Here, I want to read the quote because I don't want to mess up his words. Yeah, Harlan Howard said this, though. He said, secrets to songwriting. And he goes, hits are just awfully hard to find. Great original ideas are awfully hard to find. Nashville is like any other creative industry. We could always use one more great songwriter, and I wish he or she would hurry up and get here.
Oh, I love that.
And that's my hope for you guys. Like, the more people that come here learn the art of songwriting, the better the future is going to be for music. And like, that's all we really want is to be a small part of it and not in a negative way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and so we want that for you too. And
just bolster the people that are coming here, push them up, encourage each other.
Exactly,
and like, we have some amazing friends in the industry that are singers, players, performers, writers, producers. Like, there's room for all of us, and don't let your art go unnoticed. Like, whatever it is you need to do to get here, and get here.
Yeah.
And just enjoy the ride. It'll be a shit show, but it'll be a fun one.
Yeah, I think that's the way that we end it, because the last thing that I wrote down in my notes was what I think about Nashville is this in a nutshell. As Tim McGraw sang, stay humble and kind, but you also got to be willing to cut a bitch.
That's accurate.
And that's Nashville. in a nutshell.
Nashville in a nutshell.
Turtle power.
All right. Well, the last thing that we like to end on is a segment we call I Read It on Reddit. Trademark Julie Conyers. Okay. But yeah, this is a lot of fun because we find the most ridiculous things and then we share them with each other, but we don't like pre-vet them. So he's going to tell me.
She hasn't heard what I'm about to read.
I have not.
I want her reaction. I have two.
Two?
But I don't know which one to go with. I can save one for the next time.
Do the shorter one.
Shorter one. Okay.
Just in case. I don't know how we're doing on time.
We got about 8 minutes.
8 minutes. I don't know why I held up a 2 when I did that. 8. This is the new 8.
This can't. Okay.
Oh no. What is it?
This comes from Bad Roommates.
Okay.
And the title is Roommate Shits His Pants. Precursor, the word shit is in here about 4 or 5 times. So if you've got kids listening in the car and you still let them listen this far, I guess you might as well let them listen to the end.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, it's not going to get worse than what it was earlier.
Kids are resilient. Calm down.
That's right. All right. So it goes, so I'm extremely torn. I, a 21-year-old female, and my partner, a 23-year-old male, recently let a friend, 29-year-old male, move in with us.
Okay.
He's honestly incredible. And he helps with chores and cooking. He's honestly the perfect roommate, except for one issue. He quite literally shits his own pants, and I don't mean little streaks. I mean he takes a whole dump on his pants. It smells, and it seeps through his pants. He also wears the same pants for a week straight, including while sleeping. Yes, he sleeps in his jeans. At this point, my furniture, my boyfriend's car seats, and my washing machine all smell like human shit. My whole apartment smells like it, and it's driving me crazy. My boyfriend brushes it off because he doesn't want to embarrass him, but I'm at wit's end. I don't even go in my living room anymore because I don't know what to do. How do I bring this up in a way that doesn't offend him? How do I get the shit smell out of my couch and chairs? I'm at a loss here. Also, I'm sorry about the foul language. I'm just so fed up.
There's no way that is true.
I know, right?
Is that real?
That's real.
I know I believe you, but I don't know if I believe them.
Yeah, the person...
Is that a parody post?
The first comment goes, do you think it's concerning your roommate is taking whole dumps in his pants and your biggest concern is embarrassing him by bringing it up? I would roast that motherfucker to no end. That's what good friends do. Otherwise, he will keep shitting his pants.
Oh my God. Yeah, what the hell? What are they thinking? They have to tell him.
Oh my God. I was just scanning.
That was a gold
I was
line.
just scanning through Reddit last night and I saw roommate shits his pants. And so I'm like,
You're
what
like,
is this?
Hold up.
And I got halfway through that and I'm like, oh my God, that's what I'm going to read tomorrow on the podcast.
That's what we're going to lead with. Music City and bathroom humor.
I side with the guy who's like, tell that
You wrote that comment.
That was me.
Ty Williams. 2023. Oh my God. All right. Well, there's plenty more ridiculous stuff to come.
How would you tell somebody like that though? Like, if it was in your house and you guys had a
no,
let's say
no,
I'm not going to say his name, but let's say like a person that was at the wedding. Let's say that
Why do I know exactly what you're talking about?
Let's say that was the person, and he was staying with you guys because
nightmares,
things had fallen apart. And I don't know how he got to you guys, but now he's living on
the farm. Yeah. What is it? What do they say in Elf?
He keeps crapping his pants, and you're like how? Okay, if he walked in through your door,
not allowed,
and you just smelled him like that, wouldn't you say something immediately and be like, "Yo, did you roll in some grass?
Did you visit a cow pasture on your way here?
Shit all over the yard? Like how did this happen? Or would you be like, dude, did you shit yourself?
I'm too nice.
Yeah.
I would probably be like, let's go out on the porch.
You'd follow him around with like a can of aerosol spray. Stop.
Oh my gosh, that's awful. She must feel terrible.
Yeah.
But also I would hire the guy that commented first.
Yeah. To come over and have a intervention.
I'll pay you $20
to say what you said on my page to his face.
Oh my gosh. Well, hopefully we never, ever, ever have to run into any scenarios like that. Everyone is...
I had a friend who shit his pants once.
Once is one thing.
Yeah.
Consistently and on purpose is another thing.
Yeah. See, that's the part that gets me. Like, they obviously have something physically or mentally wrong with them.
Yeah.
Or else this is made up.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. There's too many variables.
Okay. Well, who
the
cares?
Jury's out.
Yeah. Don't shit your pants, people.
Oh.
Wear diapers if you're gonna. Like.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one. Might as well.
I mean.
Well, anyway.
Good enough for crazy astronauts.
On that note, we are so happy that you guys stuck around for this long. If you made it to the end of the episode and you have feelings, let us know. You can write to us at nashteapodcast@gmail.com, spelled just like you'll see online and everywhere, nashteapodcast@gmail.com. Go ahead and let us know your thoughts. If you disagree or if you just want to roast us and what Ty's wearing, that's fine too. So let us know. I only say that because he changed like 5 times.
I started off with a nice blazer for you guys, and now we're down to like
he did. He's doing
I'm wearing
so
good.
He's doing so good.
Sesame Street shirt underneath the.
That's very on brand for you. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, baby.
We love you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye.
Peace.